darts was still essentially a game played in pubs. But towards the end of the 1960s, one man saw a greater potential.
All darts were played in pubs and clubs then. At 9 o'clock, the dart match would start, and everyone in the pub would stop talking and come round and watch the dart match. It came out of my mind, I thought, well, if we could develop this sport into arena, and providing they can see the darts go on the board and see the people, we've now made it into a spectator sport. We then made contacts with certain different counties, who then created a Super League within that county, who then county players would then represent their county.
And that amazing 10-dart finish classed as a new world record in competition darts. I think L.REES is well on the way to another record. That's his 5th point already. Well, Evans,
the popularity of darts as a television sport stems from one event, the Embassy World Professional Championship.
1978, we managed to get the BBC TV to be involved in covering darts. The Embassy World Professional Dart Championship was formed. That is the start of the growth and the development of the sport worldwide.
16 of the world's best players assembled for the inaugural event in Nottingham, and the pick of all the matches was the semi-final between L.REES of Wales and Nicky VIRACHKUL of the USA. Even in those early days, it amply illustrated why the BBC recognised darts as a major televised spectacle of high drama and skill. Locked at 7 legs each, VIRACHKUL had the throw in the deciding leg.
60. Double tops.
63.
Well, it's nail-biting stuff, yeah. Nick needing 186. And Reese won an only double 20 to go in the final. And that was
83.
Very good. Leaves him on about 103, but L.REES double top.
Yes!
Waiting for Rees in that first final was the favourite, the ice-cool, never-blinking, methodical John Lowe. The crucial leg in the best-of-21 leg final came in the 9th, with the scores level at 4 legs each.
Could be. Oh, what do you... Lowe cannot go out from 181, but he's wanting a really big in here. Big trouble. Oh, brilliant, 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 brilliant.
that's the 100/100th for John Lowe.
Double top. Double 10.
Yes, inside! And the 9th leg.
World Championships, hang on this. He wants 50. He wants 9. No, you got the wrong one. You wanted 988. Well, this is it. The point on which the World Championship hangs. L.REES won. He could get the bull. Bull can't do it. 10 double tops. Double tops to take the world's major prize.
Rees had earned himself a place in darts history as the very first Embassy champion. The Welshman collected a cheque for £3,000, enough to buy a decent-sized house in those days.
The following year, the sport had grown. More sets were introduced to each round.
1979 was a repeat of 1978.
Again, John Lowe faced L.REES in the final, but this year was to have a different outcome. And John Lowe wins his first world title.
Yes! Game shot! The grin of the champion, the new champion being congratulated by the old.
By 1980, darts had become a major televised sport, and the cameras and the public loved this different breed of sportsman. There was one player more than any other who did for darts what Alex Higgins was doing for snooker, Eric Bristow.
Despite being world number 1, Eric Bristow had gone out in the first round in the previous 2 years. This time he made the final and was to face the legendary Bobby George, who at this time was a 2-time News of the World champion. Bobby George played exceptionally well, especially in the earlier part of the game, but as the game drew out longer and longer, Eric Bristow's confidence seemed to grow, and this was the first time we'd seen a player start to succumb to pressure on the big screen. As Bobby George misses the big number.
That says it all. So here we have championship point.
Eric, you require
The
40.
crafty Cockney Eric Bristow, rated number 1 in the
Yes,
world,
order, please, ladies and gentlemen.
needs a single double to become the world champion. Once double 10. Eric Bristow from Stoke Newington becomes the 1980 Embassy Professional Champion of the
Bristow was a precocious talent whose arrogance and seeming lack of respect for any opponent ensured that he became the most public face of darts, if not its most popular.
I'm not really worried about Bobby because I beat him in the semi-final of the World Masters. Couple of supporters.
You can't resist saying it though, can you?
That's me, isn't it? I suppose that's why I'm rated number 1 in the world and he's not. Yeah.
Still as cocky as ever here, but a genuine word about Bobby George. He played magnificently tonight and he's really set the darts world alight in this past year.
He's going to be the number 2 of the future. Yeah.
From that moment on, darts had its very first pantomime villain in Eric Bristow, and in the final a year later, in 1981, everyone wanted to see John Lowe beat him in the final.
Lowe 2, Bristow 0.
He started off like a train to start with. He won the first 2 sets 3-0, 3-0, and I was wasting my time. I thought, God, what did I come out this morning for? You know what I mean? I should have stayed at home. But then after that, I nicked the 3rd set. He miscounted and blew it, and then it gave me a bit of confidence. Can't take nothing away from John. He played brilliant the first couple of sets. And then the class took over. We had the good darts, then we had the class.
2-1 up at the interval, it was Lowe who couldn't win a leg as Bristow whitewashed the next 2 sets.
It does it! All straight! 2-2. Double 18.
Yeah!
He fought his guts out there. He really fought. It's 4-3.
The following set went to the 5th leg. This time Lowe was on a finish, but Bristow pulled out the big one.
Yes!
All in one end.
Yeah!
Up he goes like a rocket.
Despite his dominance, the next year Bristow was dumped out in the first round. And this man rose to prominence, Jocky Wilson.
One dart could give him the World Championship double 16.
Yeah! Game, stop, and match to Jocky Wilson, 1982.
The following year, Bristow faced only 1 seed on his way to the final, the 8th seed Dave Whitcombe. And in the final he met the unknown qualifier Keith Deller, who was making his first appearance at the Embassy. Deller had already beaten former champion John Lowe in the quarter-final, and then reigning champion Jocky Wilson in the semis. As he had in his 2 previous finals, Bristow found himself 2-1 down at the interval.
With his incredible scoring power, Deller pushed ahead and found himself wanting double 2 for the match, wrapped things up 6 sets to 3. However, it was not over yet, and this was the first time in darting history we saw a player miss 3 clear darts at a double to win a world title.
Double 6. Everybody's getting the jitters now.
Yes, that's the 9th set to Eric Bristow.
Despite Bristow's laughter at survival, again Keith Deller wanted 138 to wrap this up, this time in a deciding set. Eric Bristow goes 17s at 1-2-1. He hits the treble 18, leaves the ball and denies himself a go at it, setting up double 16. This was to be the biggest mistake in his career, as Deller goes up, winning 138, treble 20, treble 18 and double 12. The shot was forever to be known in darting history as the Della.
Keith Della of Ipswich, 23-year-old, he had to qualify to get here. Bristow did a percentage shot. Della did the business. He's now the world champion.
When I went 5-3 up against Eric, I thought then I want one more. And going for that double, I just not very near it.
That double two?
Double two was the one, and when I missed it and Eric took the set, and then he come back brilliant, I thought I was in a little bit of trouble.
Bristow, on the other hand, proved the doubters wrong, and in 1984 was as dominant as ever. He dropped just one set in the championship, and that came in the final when he demolished Dave Whitcombe 7-1.
Are you disappointed to have dropped a set in the championship? Because if you could have gone through this one clean as well, that would have been a remarkable record.
Yeah, I think it's a record anyway, isn't it? Losing one set all the way through the toughest darts tournament in the world. This was thank you, God. And that was it then. I knew then I'd won it then.
The Embassy World Professional Final 1985 for a first prize of £10,000.
The following year, Bristow beat Whitcombe in the semis, and then faced his old adversary John Lowe in the final. Bristow started the fifth leg of the sixth set, leading 3-2, and with a maximum to start, had the opportunity to win the £52,000 on offer for a 9-dart 501.
Yes. Yes. It's there. The 9-dart shot is on for Eric Bristow.
You require 141.
Everybody's on his side. Good luck, Eric. Yes. Treble 19. Oh, dear.
Despite missing the 9-dart attempt, Eric Bristow's scoring remained relentless throughout the final, and the consistency of John Lowe was unable to match this. It wasn't long before Bristow found himself on double 16 to wrap this game up.
As Bristow looks at one dart for the match double 16.
Once again, Lowe had to be content with being the bridesmaid as Bristow swept him aside 6-2 for victory number 4. Della had denied Bristow the chance of winning 3 successive Embassy titles with that historic win in 1983, and Bristow was determined to make Embassy history in 1986. That was the year the Embassy moved from Jolly's in Stoke-on-Trent to the Lakeside Country Club in Frimley Green. The venue may have changed, but the result was the same. Where Bristow had allowed Whitcombe 1 set 2 years previously, this time he made no mistake.
Yes, it's there!
Bristow had become the first and only player to win 3 Embassy titles in succession, 5 in total. No one else had won it more than once. He was Mr. Darts, and he enjoyed a supremacy over his rivals in the same way that Steve Davis was doing in the snooker world. Bristow was so dominant that it was hard to imagine that his star was about to wane. The player who had suffered most at the hands of Bristow was John Lowe. He'd lost all 3 of their Embassy encounters. In 1987, they met again in the final.
Game 7 and 9th set. John Lowe.
Crescendo at Lakeside, Lowe 5, Bristow 4.
Bristow was now suffering for his complacency when 2-0 up in the match, and Lowe knew that he'd never have a better chance to regain the title he had held 8 years previously.
140.
But pressurised, he needs this.
Eric, you require 118.
Thinking it out. He can't finish, 113 left. They're all ready. 105. Treble 15. Double top. 70 left. Relief for Bristow.
Eric, you requires 76.
Can he do it? Treble 20, double 8. Double 8. Double 4. Oh, he's missed! That could be it! The standing, the
John,
jumping.
you require 40.
For double top. Double 10.
Game shot!
bit too complacent and let me in, really. He left a 170 on one leg, which I thought, that's great. And then that really let me in. I won that leg, and that won me the match. Does that answer the question?
There was a new generation of players making their mark, among them the world #1, Bob Anderson.
Bob wants double 16 on the wire.
The Limestone Cowboy, the #1 seed, is now the 1988 World Champion. But what a match John Lowe put up.
The following year, Eric Bristow made a great comeback, making the final in 1989 after suffering terribly with dartitis. But Jocky Wilson, the former world champion, goes ahead 5-0. Jocky needed only one more set to take the title, but through sheer tenacity, Bristow fights back, winning the next 4 sets in a row, wanting just one more to take us to a decider.
Double 10 to take the title. Double 10. Yes! Jocky Wilson does it!
By 1990, a new era was being ushered into darts as prize money began to increase. The 1990 winner would take home £24,000, 8 times the amount Leighton Rees had won in 1978. And there was an even bigger pot available, the magic £52,000 for a 9-dart 501.
Yes, this is second. Yes. Yes. Yes, it's there again. 141 points away from £52,000.
All you require 141.
Everybody cheering him on, hoping, and so is he. Yes. Yes. Double 12. Yes! It's there! Pauline, a 9-dart finish! £52,000! Can you believe it? Everybody standing! It's happened at last! Here in the World Championship! Pauline!
1990 Embassy final again featured Eric Bristow. Although he had been beaten in his last 2 finals, he was still the hot favourite to take his 6th title against a player ranked 18th in the world, Phil Taylor. Taylor, a protege of Bristow's, didn't have the best of starts.
$25. Phil, you require 170.
It would make this audience go crackers if he could. This is a shot Everson's done this week, a 170. The shot's on. He wants another 60. He wants the bull for the set.
Brilliant! Phantasmagorical!
But he's still in there. He'll fight. Yes, still smiling. 7 180s for Bristow. But back comes Taylor. Oh yes, he turns round to the crowd. 8 for him, they're loving it. But will this be it? Look at this. This is what this game's all about. Well, I don't think I want to say what he's saying there. Yes, for the title, double 10. It's there! It's there!
Taylor was a complete outsider, and at least one person in the Bristow camp was happy with the result.
My driver's had a £10 and 125 to 1. That's my driver.
He's sacked now.
He's sacked, he's gone. Trevor's out the window.
81, Embassy, World Professional Darts Championship.
Taylor returned to the Lakeside in 1991 as the #1 seed, but was beaten by Dennis the Menace Priestley 4-3 in the quarters. Priestley then accounted for another former champion, Bob Anderson, in the semis. Bristow, seeded 3, was in his 10th Embassy final. Since his first in 1980, he'd missed out on only 2. This, though, was to be his last. Indeed, Bristow appeared in only 2 more embassies before the split which was to rock the darts world.
12.60 for double 10, yes. It's 2 darts for 4 sets to 0, Priestley. Once double 10.
Dennis requires 117.
Well, that would take us into the interval, and it would be 5 sets to 0 in his favour if Priestley can do this. It's a 3-dart shot. The shot is definitely on now. He's looking at 17 for tops. To make it 5 sets to 0, unbelievable. He wants tops.
Sadly, Priestley swamped Bristow in that 1991 final, winning by 6 sets to 0. It meant that in his last 2 finals, the once dominant Bristow, the first high-profile player to suffer from dartitis, had won only 1 set against the new breed of players emerging. The 1992 embassy final was to be a watershed. It was the first final not to feature either Eric Bristow or John Lowe. And if recent finals had been rather one-sided, the 1992 final was to eclipse anything that had gone before.
Oh, yes.
21.
There's at least 6 darts for it. 61 left, 25 double 18. No, he's gone treble 11, double 14. Yes, and he's got it. Well, he goes in front 4-3 once again. 99 left, but he's going all the way. Yes, it's there.
Mike requires 80.
Treble 20, double 10. Single 20, double top. For the title. Double top. Oh, another chance gone.
Then requires 116.
Under this pressure. Treble 20. Still a chance. Treble 20, double 18. He can't finish. Can hear the rumbles there of the audience.
Mike requires
3 darts for the title. Double top, Mike Gregory. Double 10. 1 to go. He's missed! He had it! It was his!
Then requires 16.
This is amazing. Taylor, double 8. Yes!
Death, Phil to throw first. For the ball. It's outside the 25.
So important, the first throw.
40.
Double top. Well, look at him there. Standing, cheering. Gregory had the chance, but there you have it. Look at him out there.
All I wanted was a shot. Phil gave me 2. I can't complain at that. I missed. He took the title.
Yeah. Mr. Taylor, it'll be nice to get this back on the mantelpiece. You probably still have a space for it.
That's going on top of my television, that is.
It was a match of many ifs and buts. Perhaps the big 93 was a championship of upsets. None of the top 4 seeds made it to the semis, but an old favourite came back to the Lakeside after an absence of 5 years. Alan Warrenock, the 5th seed, had coasted into the final for the loss of just 4 sets. But that's the number of sets he was down, as the 2 squared up at 2 legs all in the 6th.
63 for the set. 5 leaves double 4. Double 4 for a lead of 5-1 in sets. Double 4.
But it was only a matter of time before old Stoneface completed a remarkable embassy career with his 3rd title. It was a unique record for Lowe, winning embassies in each of the 3 decades in which it had been played.
Yes, it's there. Relief, John Lowe.
Lowe didn't return to defend his title in 1994, nor did several other former champions, such as Dennis Priestley, Phil Taylor, Bob Anderson, Jocky Wilson and Eric Bristow. All had defected to the World Darts Council, later to become the PDC.
This man had governed one of Britain's top sports for over 2 decades. He had attracted millions of pounds in sponsorship and led Britain to world domination. But by 1993, times were changing.